boys and girls, it's Rick again. Thanks for tuning in. So the barn project's really moving along. It's pretty close to completion, at least for the major stuff. We'll have plenty of little things to do for a long time to come. But the major stuff is almost done. I've been really busy at work and busy doing my own stuff on the barn here. So the crew I had come in to do the heavy lifting, they're just about wrapped up. So a lot of the big stuff I wanted to get on camera, but I just wasn't here to do it. I was too busy at work. But what I'll do is I'll show you around, show you what's been done. Been quite a bit of work and a lot of changes made. So the barn's far better than it was before. So let me show you what's been done. All right, so let's start here. If you remember in the prior videos, that barn was leaning really bad. And look at that. Nice and plumb now, nice and straight. So it's at the point now where the barn was jacked up. The footings were poured underneath it. The new sill beams were put down. And the barn will sit back down on the new beams. And then they started putting the siding back on. A lot of the siding that was on here was rotted along the bottom. We saved what we could. So some of these boards are the original boards. Most of those, I'll go around front in a minute. Most of the original boards are on the front. These boards that you're looking at here were from the other barn that I bought. But they were a little shorter. Most of them were pretty short. So we've had to cut them down to about 8-foot lengths. So there's going to be some up there and another set down here. But you can see the new sill beams there, the new footings. This door here, I think we're going to bring this down about 1 foot. I'm going to have 8-foot doors on the back here. And I've been trying to decide whether to go with sliding doors on both ends or swinging doors on the back end here. And I'll probably go with swinging doors on the back. I'm not sure. I'm still undecided about that. But I wanted to get this done before all the siding was put back on because it's more light. Plus it's late in the day now, so the sun's going down, so it's pretty dark in here. But they replaced whatever had to be replaced. The vast majority of the frame is still in place. Some of these braces here, these 2x8s, those are going to be coming out. Most of these will be coming out. We may keep some of them. But we cut out the bottom ends of the posts that were rotted. So we have solid posts there. And a sister in some, let's see if I can find one here, sister in some sections where it was rotted too high. So patched them up there. Just about everything from that point up is all original. Interesting story on the roof. I'll get to that in a little bit. They did replace this post here because that post was twisted and had snapped. And I think that's where all the problems started with this barn. I think that post rotted first. That settled. So just started pulling everything with it and putting pressure on other sections of the barn. So that post, I think, took a real beating, had a lot of pressure on it. So it ended up toward the top, it was snapped, and it also had twisted. At the same time, this beam here for the loft was snapped, and I think it was probably due to that post coming down, putting a lot of pressure on that beam, and that snapped. So they replaced that. And at the same time, they replaced this one. This one was solid, but it had a little bit of a bow to it. So I figured, well, while they're here and they got all the equipment, might as well replace that as well. So on this door, the front door, I'm going to rebuild a door that I bought from the barn wood that I bought from somebody else. So I'm going to put that door back together, and that's going to be hung here, and that's going to slide in over to the side there. These doors, I'm not sure. I may build sliding doors to go over here, or I'll put in, I've got the two doors that were here originally. They were swinging doors, but they swung out. But I may put those back on, just have them swing in. So I'll show you the door that I bought. And here's a whole bunch of lumber. This is all stuff that's left over from the barn, stuff that I took out. Here's some of the old siding boards. A lot of stuff there that came out of the barn. Here's more boards that you're going to be putting up along in there. That'll be done, today's Friday, that'll be done on Monday. There's more material from barn boards that I bought. These are all the floorboards. These things are heavy. It's like moving steel. These things are about 2 inches thick, but man, that is some dense wood. These things are heavy. This is where the siding was, and some roofing boards. These are the roofing boards. So unfortunately, we didn't have enough siding boards between what I had that came off the barn but was rotted and damaged, and what I had here, we didn't have quite enough siding boards, so we're using some of these roof boards for the siding, but they'll weather. They'll look good. And a lot of those boards that I showed you in the barn, those are actually some of the siding boards. So I've got this old door. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this, but let's see if I can get in there. Can't really see it too well because they got stuff stacked up against it. But this door with the wheel here, this door was cut in half. There's the other half with the other wheel. So I'm going to put that door, and I wish I could show it to you better, maybe in another video, but that door will be going on the front. And then I got to figure out how to hang that thing, because that is a heavy door. When I moved it a few months ago, when I bought all the material, we were moving it. It was in one piece, which is, let's see, it's 10 feet high and 12 feet wide. We had, I think, 4 or 5 of us trying to move that thing, and it was heavy. We only moved it about 15 feet and then put it down. So here's the back side of it. So that'll be brought down about a foot. I'll have 8 feet from the top of the slab there up to there, and then I'll have an 8-foot door in here. That should be plenty high enough to get my vehicles in, get my tractor in with the ROPS up. So we'll see the front of the barn. So I'll be working on this pile here tonight. I'll be getting this out of the way, and I can go in and out through the front door here to excavate. And then I'm gonna be bringing stone in, so I can come in through the front here as well as the back. And then when the slab is poured, the concrete truck can pull right up in there and maneuver a little bit better. But here's the front of the barn. Oh, most, if not all of these boards, and I think all of these boards came off this barn. So we put all of them on the front side here. And then over on the side over here, these are also mostly the original barn boards. Again, they were shorter length, so we had to, you can see the joint there, we had to put them in about 8-foot lengths. On this side of the barn, if you see the top there, had more of a gray hue to it, where the front had more of a dark copper or brown hue to it. So the gray boards you can see kind of intermixed. Those are the original boards from this side, and the darker ones are from other parts of the barn. One thing that didn't work out well is the beam here. This beam is up a little too high for that doorway, and I wanted to keep it one long beam so everything's tied together. I didn't want this back wall here just kind of loose on its own. So I'll just build some steps. It'll work out. I'm going to build, well, the slab is going to come up maybe an inch below the top of the footing there. About a 1-inch step down from the footing to the top of the footing. So I forget what it is. I think it's about 10 inches from where the slab's going to be to the top of the sill beam here. So I'll build 1 or 2 steps. Should work out okay. And then the same thing over here. I'll build a step down in there, and then one down on the floor there on the outside or the inside of the doorway. I'll build another step there. So you'll step up here, have a second step right here, and then step up onto the sill beam, and then step down on this side. So that's the only thing that really didn't work out too well. And then my grandson and granddaughter put their footprints and handprints in there, but they got covered up by the sill beam. So we'll have to redo that, maybe on the slab. Okay, so that's where we are. It's looking a lot better than it did when it was settling and leaning, and it was a real mess. So that's it for now. Probably have maybe 1 or 2 more videos on the completion, maybe the pouring of the slab and the installation of the doors. And I think for the major stuff we're done. I may have some other videos in the future about interior stuff I'm doing. I want to set up a little shop in there in that far corner over there. Set up a little workshop in there, may even close it and heat it. We'll see. I'm just kind of thinking it. I have general ideas right now, general plans, and then I refine them as I get further along into the project. So that's it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Click the like button, hit subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.